Hi guys, today we're talking about the X Pulsefire Haste. Let's go. So we're talking about the Pulsefire Haste, which comes basically in this box with extra PTFE feeds, good packaging, and much information as you need on the outside already, and some good grips, which I already installed in this one. I totally can say this is a very decent mouse for a fair price point. As much as I see HyperX made everything themselves, the board is made by HyperX. So Kingston Technologies made a good job on this one. The PTFE feeds are decent. They are thick and they have very good rounded edges. On my copy here, one of them is not very good into the slot where it should be, but it works fine for me. I played this already a little bit. For the geometry of this mouse, I have to say it's very good. It feels like the height is in a very good composition to the broad and the length of the mouse. It gives you, when you grip it, it gives you a very responsive feeling where the sensor is, and doesn't limit you much in your movement. Even this mouse is bigger than the HTS. It still has a very decent grip performance for me by fingertipping it very on the back end of the mouse. I can click it like here on the edge, on the end of the click, and it still works fine for me. The clicks are very loud. That's caused of these are TTC micro golds. TTC is manufacturing switches in China for a very long term, and I know these switches from G-Wolf's Goal back in 2019 when I started to play Apex and bought my first Hong Kong gaming copy, and then of the Skull, and then my first real G-Wolf's Skull where there were still these golds in, and later they had pinks in it, and some later they started with the Omron 20s, and now they are at KL8. But these TTC golds are very decent switches. They have a very nice clean click point, and the pre-travel on this copy I own here is fairly like below 1 millimeter before the click is is working, and it's pretty decent, to be honest. You can click it everywhere here. It's always feels nearly the same, and it's everywhere clickable, huh? And the side, there's like nearly zero side travel on this one. So if you move it, it's like only like maybe 1 millimeter, but you won't do this. You know, when you have your finger on it, this feels like there's nothing to compare. It's like you don't have to say, oh, I feel like it's wiggling a little bit. There's nothing. Another reason is why I show you this mouse is because 4 weeks ago of now, HyperX patented this design for the new wireless. Also, which makes sense because there's a 33.5 sensor, which is basically a wireless sensor already in this copy with the cable. I know a lot of people complaining about the sensor because it's very old. It has a high failure rate on reading out, but as much as I know, Pixar made a lot of work into this old sensor, working it for a lot of companies for their first shots of new wireless mices. Wireless lightweight mices for this year and maybe next year, because we're coming into the market where nearly every company tries to perform on the wireless market with a lightweight mice, and they just want to start small because a big sensor makes the product more expensive. So they just try to use everything what is there already, everything what they used already, and everything what has a long history in usage, so they don't make a lot of mistakes. That's common. Even in the automobile industry, it's pretty much the same. You don't want to start something really new which you are not experienced with, because you don't want to make a lot of failure, right? So you get things which are a long time on the market, which are really work, and just put it into something you already have, and you do a wireless out of it. But coming back to this one, the glides are decent, the weight distribution is decent. If you fingertip it, and if you palm grip it, if you claw grip it, it feels like the weight is directly in the mid of your hand and on the sensor point. The sensor positioning is also very good. I think that's a very good mouse for a very fair price. The DPI button was working directly when you switch it on, and I have to say I would compare this to the SPC gear mouse, and this one I would say it's a little bit above the SPC gear mouse because of the weight distribution, of the way the plastic feels, of the height to the board, to the broadness, and I think this one is the better performer, but it's also more expensive. But at the end, you guys decide, you know? You can order both and you keep the one you like more. And I would say you pay 10 or 15 euro more because you will like this one more. The glides are also a little bit better and the performance, overall performance is also very good. So guys, that's all from my side for this mouse. I really enjoyed to play this one. I hope HyperX is coming with more new mices like this. And you guys, if you have any questions or you want to tell me something I don't know about this mouse or about upcoming, just let me know in the comments below, guys. Thanks for watching. See you soon.